cough. Although music, something I find it hard to get through the day without listening to at least some music. Grand rising, everyone. How's everyone doing this Friday? So to me, Friday is my Sunday because Thursday and Friday are the days that I'm not teaching. So it's like my weekend. I'm teaching again tomorrow morning. My name is Vicky. I am the matriarch of the Green Gang family. The Green Gang family, that was born because of my need to heal myself. I was diagnosed with autoimmune issues, depression, chronic pain, blah, 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 blah. Boring, because the point is, I was offered pharmaceuticals, took them for a couple of weeks. It made me feel very, very high and like I was on drugs. Decided this cannot continue. How am I supposed to live the rest of my life like this? I have 3 children. My eldest is now 16. The youngest at the time was, she's just been born. When I had my 3rd child, my 3rd C-section, my body kind of decided it was tired. I didn't want to do anything else anymore. I didn't want to function how I needed it to function. So I decided, you know what, these pharmaceuticals, they've sent me home with these pharmaceuticals and said there's nothing we can do about it. Just go and take these and go about your business. And I said, no. How can that be a way to live your life? Grand Rising says, that doesn't make sense to me. So I took the stubbornness that I'd gotten from my grandmother and I dealt with it myself. I plunged into research, made so many mistakes. I made so many mistakes. Countless mistakes. But I'm also of the impression that unless you make mistakes, you haven't really learned anything. So what I realized is that movement is very underestimated in today's, let's just say, modern society in terms of what it is actually good for. So the importance of movement is what we're talking about today. I should pin that in the comments, actually. The importance of movement is what we're talking about today. Just one second. Because multitasking is not an actual thing. It's actually called switch tasking, unless you're talking about something like breathing, maybe. That's something you can do as something in the background that your body is also doing whilst you're doing other things. So, the importance of movement, it is not about having a sexy summer body that will go into that wonderful swimsuit that you've been saving for like 3 seasons. No. And it is also not so that the guys can look amazing in that t-shirt. And you know how the t-shirt goes tight over the biceps, but then they wear really long shorts because they didn't do legs day, they just worked on the upper body all summer. Yeah, that is not what movement is about. Movement is about the health and longevity of your body, your human body, the only vehicle that you get for free in this life, which is supposed to last for, can you guess how many years that your human body is supposed to last for? Well, I have a quick drink. How many years is your human body supposed to last for? Till, its expiry date. How many years? What's your oldest relative? 130 years. This is supposed to last for at least 130 years. However, people are dying of other things rather than old age. Now, I'm determined to not let that happen to me. How do we do that? How do we do that? Okay, so let's look at ancient cultures. Cultures that are not living in our modern society. They don't drive everywhere. They don't sit for most of the day. Whether you're sitting at a desk, sitting in your car, sitting waiting for the bus, sitting at the dining table, sitting watching TV, sitting on the toilet. Wow, well, there's a lot of sitting that we do. And unfortunately, what sitting does is deactivate the biggest muscle in your body and all the surrounding things that go with it, because every function in your body is a concertina of movements. My fingers can't move without all of this, and this can't move without all of this, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So the amount of sitting that we're doing is so detrimental. But if you then look at the old lady in the village, in maybe, I don't know, where are you from ethnically? So my grandmother, from my dad's side, I'm actually a princess, by the way. I'm a princess. I'm Nigerian. And my grandfather was the king of his village. He was an Oba. And my grandmother could sit like this. And she reached the ripe, 90-something before she was taken by cancer, unfortunately. But yeah, look, this is a deep squat. The weight is in my heels. My chest is up. Now, this is a deep squat. This is something we should be able to do. This is something we're born to do, born able to do as babies. This is how we should be giving birth. This is how we should be pooping. Yay! Have you heard of or seen a toilet hole? Because really, this is the most efficient way to empty your bowels. When I mentioned earlier sitting on the toilet, what it does is it puts your body, I can't even like just think of like 90 degrees, right? You're sitting on the toilet at 90 degrees. Okay. This position is not good enough for your bowels to fully open. It's like a loop of, I should have prepared a bit more, but it's like a loop. Imagine a cable, right? It's cable, like this, right? Yes, here we go. And when you're sitting like this, on the toilet, normal Western toilet, this is where the poo comes out. It's kind of restricted. It's pulled up like that. However, when you raise your knees higher and you're in this kind of position, as if you were in a deep squat, that is released, and you can then poop freely. It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? But that's the way it works inside. If you want to have a look on the YouTubes, Grand Rising, look for something called a squatty potty. It's literally spelt how it sounds, squatty potty. And there'll be a hubris video with a man and a unicorn and an ice cream scoop, and it's only about 2 minutes long, but you'll get the idea. So, if something as simple as being able to get into a deep squat can affect your life so much, because you can empty your bowels fully. A lot of us are congested, and we think it's our diet. Sometimes it is our diet and what we're putting into our bodies, but sometimes it's just because our bodies can't do this and we can't actually empty our bowels fully. It doesn't sound too great to listen to early in the morning, but you're full of it. We're all full of it, unfortunately. We're full of old poop. It sounds terrible. You can get an enema and you can drink a lot of water and you can practice getting into a squat. Buy a squatty potty so you can fully empty your bowels by getting into this position. That's going to help you sleep. It's going to help your digestion. It's going to make you feel happier because, we just don't feel, when we feel like this, we don't feel good. So that sort of movement, just being able to get into a squat, that's an important movement. That is so much more important than being able to do a bicep curl. Literally. Don't care. Grand Rising, sis. Thanks for joining. So, okay. Let's talk about sweating. Sweating. That is a thing that happens when, we move about, we do exercise, we go to the gym. By the way, all of this is homegrown. The lighting's not amazing to show you how huge my muscles are. Point being, I don't go to the gym. I don't like gyms. It's not my preferred place to move. I love to dance. If you're from Yorkshire, you say dance. There's a slight change on the phonics with the A. Dancing, okay? You don't need to have equipment. You don't need to go to a gym and have a membership. You don't need to go to a class. You can do this by yourself. Just shove on your favorite tunes, because there's something very special that music does to your body. I'm a geek for researching things about the body. Since I discovered I could heal myself, I can do that. I don't need to outsource it to a doctor or interesting. So literally, I don't even know the last time I watched something fictional on TV. There's so much information out there. There's too much for one person to fit into their head at any one time. However, I found out recently that even if, for example, you are laying still and you are listening to music, let's say just headphones, and your brain is firing that, I'm listening to music, those places are firing. Your whole body reacts. Even if you're laying still, listening to music, your whole body is dancing. Don't you find that fascinating? The way our bodies react to music. Now, if you think about the fact that every culture, from way back before anyone can remember, or maybe even before writing was invented, we've always had music. Whether we have had instruments or not, something to bang on. We use our voices. I'm not a singer, but I can. We use our voices, right? And that vibrates inside our bodies as well, and is so good for us. We've always, as humans, always had music and movement as part of our medicine. We might have not known why it felt good, but we knew it did. So we kept doing it. Then we created instruments, actual drums, percussion, strings, woodwind instruments, etc., etc. We continue to sing. There are so many ways that we can use this human voice. Gregorian chanting, Tibetan throat singing. Have you heard that? Whoa, maybe I should join them. I think I'm good at that. So, point being, even if you're just in the room by yourself, do you sing in the shower? Do you sing in the shower? Do you know singing is still a form of movement, right? And it nourishes this thing called our endocannabinoid system. I'm not talking about cannabis. Cannabis is a plant source of cannabinoids. We have an endocannabinoid system in our bodies, the same as we have a respiratory system, the same as we have a digestive system, the same as we have a hormonal system. And our endocannabinoid system kind of sits on top of them all and makes sure they're all communicating properly. If you're a Lord of the Rings fan and you've heard of the One Ring that rules them all, if not, suffice it to say the endocannabinoid system, the ECS, to shorten it because that's a lot of syllables, is in charge of all of your other systems and make sure they're talking to each other properly, because communication, something humans are not very good at doing, at least our bodies can do it given the right circumstances and environment, right? Yes! Ways to nourish your endocannabinoid system. Singing, dancing. How simple is that? You have to find the mode of movement that works for you. Some people, it is weightlifting. Some people, it's boxing. Some people, it's martial arts. All of which I have tried out, by the way. You gotta try it unless you don't. I mean, how are you gonna know that whether you like it or not? Yoga. This is not a yoga move. Yoga, for example. Yoga. Maybe it's just stretching. Maybe it's something called primal play, animal movement. Maybe that's the sort of movement that you like. Maybe it's that. You should find some classes. Maybe it's, okay, I've never done ballet. I've never done ballet. Maybe that's your thing. I've never done flamenco y salsa things. I'm sure you can tell I don't know how to do that. Maybe that's your thing. Maybe it's breakdancing. Can I do a top? Oh yeah, I can still do a top rock, kind of. Maybe that's your thing. Maybe it's, what's that? That one. Doesn't really matter. Find, it could be cricket. It could be golf. It could be, what could it be? Like literally pick something that is movement and do it a lot. How does movement help you? It improves your sleep, improves your digestion. It's an antidepressant. It is one of the major things that we can do to relieve anxiety. I have a teenager. I have children. I was a teenager. I'm a person. I understand what anxiety is. I understand social anxiety. I see it playing out in so many different situations. And I've seen how music and dancing flips a switch. Just like that. So if the only thing you do for yourself is do a bit of a whine while you're waiting for the kettle to boil, suck off my tea. If that's all you do, do it. And do it all day. Okay, not all day. You're literally going to get a leg cramp. So, suffice it to say, not suffice it to say, to be fair, because I could talk all morning. What time is it? Yeah, we've got time. So I did a live earlier in the week and I was given 15 minutes. And because I thought I only had 15 minutes, I rushed through the whole thing. Today I'm feeling a bit more considered, but that might mean that I need 2 hours now. Basically, I healed myself. I found the mode of movement that gives me absolute bliss and joy. I just love to dance. It doesn't matter the type of dancing. I would love to try belly dancing. I was looking at the classes and I got an email the other day saying classes are open again. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I'm also looking for a kinetic yoga teacher for myself. What I teach, I would like to call it collective joy. I teach collective joy. I teach a mode of dance fitness. It's not a dance class. You don't have to like nail the moves and be completely on time. 1, 2, 3, 4, pa, pa, pa. However, what we do is move to African music. So this is called a kukua dance workout. So it's not a dance class, it's a workout, it's fitness, but it's functional fitness. And what I mean by functional is you are highly encouraged to keep your knees bent, your chest up and your bum out. You know, I've had 3 C-sections, I understand. The low back issues of the world. It hurts. It hurts so bad. However, wow, I've really alleviated a lot of my problems by being aware of my alignment. A lot of us don't even stand properly. I will find myself standing like this, or that, or this, or picking up things like this. Oh my goodness, when your grandparents or your parents told you to bend your knees when you pick something up off the floor, they were so correct. Stop doing that. It's not okay, it doesn't matter. It's only a piece of paper, doesn't matter. Lower yourself, then pick it up, then raise. Because, yeah, you were young. You were all flexible and young with your stem cells and your youthful plumpness. Get to 40 years old and then tell me that you don't need to bend your knees when you're picking something up off the floor. Okay? Okay. Unless you're some kind of mutant X-Men flexible person and you were born with different genes to the rest of us, please bend your knees at all times. If you're putting something in the washing machine, bend your knees. This is how the old lady gets, this is how the 100-year-old old lady in India sits while she's eating her food, while she's chatting to her family, while she's having a poop, while she's drinking her tea. This is how she's sitting. Can you sit like this? I made it my goal to make sure that you will never see me with a Zimmer frame unless something don't happen that's not within my control. Because that stuff happens too. But this is within my control. This is within my control. I went off on a tangent. That's another one of my superpowers. Basically, I teach African dance fitness. It's named Kukua after the woman who invented it. She's a professor of dance from Ghana. And she's taken cultural dances from across the continent and made them into a functional workout. We're not using pop music or anything like that. We are using African music. Do you know have you seen how big the continent is? We've got music from the Congo, Cameroon, Ethiopia, Morocco, Algeria, I can't even name them all, Zimbabwe. Oh yeah, I've got a list there. But the point is, I say that a lot, don't I? I think there's lots of points. There's no one thing. It's like people keep looking for that one pill that's going to heal them, that one medication, that one sport, that one meditation, that one nutritional food, that superfood, that one thing that's going to fix it all. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. We are such a cocktail and a very carefully planned factory. I want to say factory because it needs to work properly. If in a factory, one of the cogs is rusty, something's not going to work properly down the line. And that's what we're talking about when it comes to the body and how it works. Nourish your endocannabinoid system. That's a good place to start because the trickle down for all your other systems, especially your hormones. Woo, baby, are we ruled by hormones in some ways? Is going to trickle down and make everything work a bit better, right? So I teach Mondays. I should do more classes, but I homeschool as well. I have 3 children I'm homeschooling. So it works for me at the moment. But I get collective joy. I get my medicine 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. I do it in the morning at 9 o'clock. I am not one for exercising in the evening because the research that I've been doing, yes, it's to help myself and everybody is individual. However, some things do apply to everyone when it comes to circadian rhythm, and that is your sleep and wake cycle. Some things are important for just everybody that is a human. Dogs are different. They can be asleep and awake. Their circadian rhythm is completely different. Human beings, however, ideally, they need to be waking up when the sun comes up and starting to go to sleep when the sun goes down. But we don't do that. We're surrounded by artificial lights. The way that we love technology and the way that we love to do things and learn has meant that we stay awake longer, we sleep less. Not ideal. I remember being one of those people working in the city. I will sleep when I'm dead. Well, no, I'll be dead, but I'll sleep when I'm dead. I only need 4 hours. I'm going to wake up, drink coffee, and smash it. No. I mean, you might earn a lot of money and have a really successful career, but you'll have a very unsuccessful life, health-wise, unfortunately. We take too many stimulants to stay awake because we're pressured, because of work, to do the time rather than do the health. So, can we sleep better? Yes, we can. We can find, I say basically a lot as well. It is quite basic to be fair. Find the movement that works for you. I wouldn't exercise sweaty cardio in the evening. That would be a yoga, a Tai Chi, something like that. Oh, I did Tai Chi as well. It's amazing. That's ideal for your evening because you need to you need to get back into that mode. If you can, start switching off lights. If you're still having to work on your computer, there are apps you can get that will change the blue light of the screen, which keeps you awake, keeps you zoned in. Woo! A bit like coffee. It will change the light to more of a red spectrum, which calms you down, thinking about, like campfires, candle light in the evening. We would be sitting around a campfire communing. It sounds very, ideal, idyllic. But this is the way that we used to live before we got obsessed with technology. Technology is amazing. Look at this. I could talk to everyone on a little rectangle thingy bobby here. That's amazing. But we've taken it too far in some ways. We need to sleep, because that is literally the only time that our bodies get to repair, while you're asleep. It is the time that your brain gets to process what it's learned. It doesn't just go in and stay there. You learn during the day. You sleep, you process. Stuff goes to that file, stuff gets saved to that file, other stuff gets deleted because that's rubbish, memories, Your body gets to repair anything that's happened throughout the day, finish digesting. Also, we eat too late. I do that too. Not very good. I need to practice what I preach. I'm doing my best. You can only do the best that you can do, right? You do the things that you can do. You fit things onto your plate that, yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. I mean, yeah, I could do that. I could do that. And then you take things off the plate that you're like, oh, I don't know why I keep doing that. Take that off. Oh, yeah, take that off. Because, like, if I stop buying certain snacks and it's not in the house, I can't eat it. I can't, because it's not there. And I'm too lazy to go to the shops to get some more, because that would make me feel ridiculous in myself. So, I was going to talk about sweating. Sweating. It's really important to get sweat on every day. It just is. We are surrounded in the Western world by a lot of toxins. Let me check the time. Yeah, we're good. We're surrounded by a lot of environmental toxins. This is one of the things I needed to get out of my immediate environment. Oh, just turn the music back on. I needed to get it out of my immediate environment because there were toxins I was putting onto my skin, toxins I was putting into my body, toxins I was breathing in, and toxins that were around me in my home. So my immediate environment and my next immediate environment, my home. I can't do anything about the cars and the exhaust outside, really, right? So I'm going to focus on these. So toxins I was breathing in. All these perfumes, Dior, Chanel, they're really bad for you because they're filled with, oh my God, it's a secret recipe. We couldn't tell you what's in our special perfume. Yes, because that's because it's really terrible toxins that are really bad for us, and especially our hormones. Oh, and do we have like glands in here that are really good for and really important for our hormonal health? Yeah, we do. And where do we put the perfume? Oh, shit. I actually feel like I've just sprayed it on myself then. No, we should not be doing that. Please. We need to stop doing that because we're literally damaging our thyroid and then wonder why there's so many people with thyroid issues nowadays. So I also realized that what I was putting into my body could be a toxin. Let's say, so I went plant-based more than 5 years ago. I've lost count. I don't know. More than 5 years ago anyway, because of the things the doctors told me was wrong with me and why they were giving me pharmaceuticals. And I said, I don't think so. Hell no, I won't go. So I went plant-based. Well, I went vegetarian for about 2 weeks. Oh, do you like these, by the way? Aren't they cute? I'm a brand ambassador for a black-owned, female-owned sportswear brand that does African prints. Yeah, so I said to the doctor, no. Well, I didn't say anything to him. I just stopped going back. And I went plant-based. Vegetarian for 2 weeks. But it was just like cheese, and I don't even really like cheese. I don't really like milk, so I was like, I might as well just go vegan then. And there wasn't so much around in terms of vegan processed food, which is good, because processed food is processed food. Rather, if it's vegan, meat, whatever, processed food, it's not good for you. However, I do love a good vegan pizza nowadays, right? And these burgers that they brought out, there was this one time, I went to a restaurant and I ordered the vegan one. It wasn't a vegan joint, so they had other things on the menu as well, and that person got a meat one and I got my vegan one, and I bit it. I went and then unbit it because it tasted too real. And I checked with them. I said, are you sure that this is not a cow? And yeah, it was amazing. I was like, wow, that's so weird to me. And I was a bit conflicted. So there's lots of really good plant-based food out there nowadays. But just shy away. You can be a very, very unhealthy vegan. You could be a Coke and Pringles vegan. But just because you're a vegan doesn't mean that you're healthy. If you want any more information about that, you can just DM me or go to my website. So the sweating thing, I keep going away from the sweating thing. I'm going to forget again in a minute, watch me. The sweating thing, we need to detox, and sweating is a great way to detox. We also will detox through our urine, but not so much as sweat. One more second, I'm going to tangent again, put a pin in that sweat. Feces, that is waste. That is everything your body does not need. Urine, that's just excess. Excess water, excess vitamins, blah, blah, blah. It's just excess. And I keep threatening to talk to people about urine therapy. Maybe another day. Sweating. You have lymph fluid that goes around your body, a bit like the bin man who comes and goes, yeah, around the streets, picking up the bins and putting it into the back of the lorry, and then they take it somewhere and dump it. Oh, look at that. I need to work on my triceps. Lymph fluid does that. It goes around your body, picking up all the crap, and then dumps it. Your armpits have lots of lymph nodes in there. Great place to sweat. Great place to push out all of those toxins. If you're not sweating enough of a regular basis, you're not taking advantage of that really useful, important function of your body. There's another thing when it comes to environmental toxins, though. It's tough. Sweat is a thing. Like hairy armpits are a thing. I don't shave my armpits anymore, and that is for a very good reason. So, the spraying in the armpits onto your lymph nodes, kind of impairing, well, not kind of, impairing the ability for you to detox through your sweat. There's something, do you know the difference between deodorant and antiperspirant? I didn't until I started, healing myself. So deodorant just puts a smell on, just puts a smell there, so it's not so offensive to other people. I really don't care what other people think about my smell. An antiperspirant will stop your sweat from coming out. Oh my God. You are literally, so your lymph nodes are doing their job, your lymph fluid's doing its job. When it gets to the exit, the bin lorry full of all the shit and the crap out of the bins has got to the place where it's supposed to dump it all. And the gates are locked. And they cannot get through with their bucket load of crap. They can't get through. What does it do? Oh, well. Just go back into the body then. Ew. Please. So using antiperspirants is one of the most terrible things you can do for your armpits. A reason I do not shave my armpits anymore is because every time you shave, you create micro abrasions on your skin. Tiny cuts. Not that you wouldn't feel it or be like, oh, ow, or there's a bit of blood or whatever. Just micro abrasions on your skin. Like even when you scratch, like that. If you could zoom in, really, like they do in these nature programs, and they zoom in. It would be like you'd like a plow scraping through a farm field. You know what that looks like? The way it really upturns all of the soil. That's what it looks like. That's what you've done just there. But it's just because there's so many layers of skin, that's what you've done. So when you take a blade to your armpit, It creates tiny cuts. And then obviously you've created space for things to get in there, whether it's an environmental toxin, or maybe it's just your own sweat, or maybe it's just some other kind of bacteria, etc., etc., etc. You've created somewhere for something to live. So that's not ideal either. And waxing. I mean, if you can just damage your skin microbiome just by scratching, think about the waxing. I used to wax all sorts of things. All sorts of things. Because I thought that, well, everybody else is doing it. I want to do it too. I don't know. I don't know why we do these things. Fear of other people's opinions makes you do really strange things. Everyone knows this. Everyone knows this. Okay. I'm going to end on, I mean, I could talk forever, but because I've got more points to make. I love my job. I have found my bliss. I have found the type of movement that works for me and the type of movement that I feel like I want to share with other people. I teach it 3 times a week. I wish more. I've told you why I do it in the mornings. And what it does is this thing called collective joy. Because through my research, I have also found that the ultimate natural high is moving in groups, with other people, in unison, doing the same moves and steps to music. Every time you go to church, sing it down. What do you think's happening there? Collective joy. You feel amazing, right? Soldiers marching. Sound up, sound up. They use it in the military to keep their people moving. It's used for rehabilitation for people that have had debilitating accidents. They use it for rehabilitation. They use it for people with learning difficulties. There are so many applications for group moving in unison to music for healing. So my favorite sentence at the moment is heal yourself and heal each other, because that's what happens in our group. That's what happens when I teach. I get the most joy out of it. And then I see, okay, we can't meet in an actual hall, and actually hug each other. But the way that the world has moved into the digital space now, humans are the most adaptive mammal in existence. We can live in any environment. Talk about Eskimos. Talk about the Sahara. Talk about the Amazon. Talk about cool cities living on water. Okay? We're the most adaptable mammal on the planet. Our brains are wired for movement. Wired for movement. A baby will move its feet along to music. On beat. On beat. There was a woman, I forgot the name of the case study, but there was a woman who was paralyzed from the waist down from an accident, and no amount of physiotherapy could get her past a certain stage. However, for some reason, maybe it was her favorite music, but when they played an Irish jig, her foot would tap along to I want to walk, play me more music, and maybe I will get there. And she did. How amazing is that? How amazing is that? So I just want to leave it there. Ultimate natural high, moving in groups in unison to music, will get you that ultimate natural high. The byproduct of which, byproduct sounds like it's like a terrible side effect. The byproduct of which is that it nourishes your endocannabinoid system, which makes all your other systems in your body, factory, work properly. And when you find the type of movement that works for you, try and see you without a smile on your face, without joy in your heart, okay? There's so many things that this thing can do for you. So if you'd like to join my classes and just have a taste to see what it's like. If you've never tried it before, you should try it. If you've never tried golf before, you should try it. I'm not trying it. I don't like it. I've tried it. If you don't like so before, just try it so that you know that you actually don't like it. The first class with me is always free. Who would try something that you've never tried before and have to pay for it? No, you try it free. Try it free. It's an hour-long class. We make sure we properly warm up. I've injured myself too many times doing stupid things, not warming up and not cooling down. We always warm up properly. We always cool down properly. And we even do yoga at the end. And all you need to do is email me. My tag is on here. Email me, vicky@greengangfamily.com. I'll put you on the list for a free session. And that's it. And you've tried it. And then you will know from there whether or not you want to continue. It's only 3 times a week. And oh my God, the benefit of online classes is that I can record the session, which means even if you only do 1 session a week, you can watch the recording and do that one recording as many times as you like. Because I do recommend doing it at least 3 times a week to get the benefit for your body, to get used to it and everything. Even my mum does it. My mum logs in and she does it and she goes, well, there's things that I didn't know my bum could do and now it can do it. We focus a lot on isolating the core so the core can do things. Because I've had three C-sections. I didn't realise how many muscles were involved here. I have got muscles down here that have only just woken up. They weren't doing anything. They were like, what do you mean? I was like, move then. They're like, what do you mean? I said, move. They didn't get it. They didn't understand. So I've worked on it. And this whole dance system, the knees bent, the chest up, the bouncy out, moving to music with a group. It's a women's only class. With a group of women, right? They look on the screen and you're all doing the same movements. Like this movement is called togetherness. Yeah, amazing. This movement is called unity. Right? This movement's called cooperation. So anyway, I'm getting back to my roots. I'm Nigerian, stuck in the UK. It's alright, it's cool. It's cool. I have nothing to say about that. It's brought the music into my family. My whole my whole playlist has changed and we're listening to music from the motherland. From back in the day to present, bit explicit Afro beats, but yeah. And it's fixed my knee, it's fixed my back, it's fixed my shoulders, it's brought joy into my life and my family. And I think I'm spreading it around now. I'm spreading the collective joy and that couldn't make me happier. So if you'd like to join, let me know. I've got to go. I've got 3 kids to homeschool and I shall speak to all of you beautiful people later. I haven't... Oh, the classes are £5 a class. First one is free. Then it's just £5 a class. Nothing else to say. So if there's any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to end the live. And always do the first class free. Because you can book online. But email me so you get your first one free. Yeah? Because you can book online. However, I like to meet you, get to know you. I could send you the playlist as well, you see. I make a new playlist for every class. And I send you the playlist from Spotify. And you can have a listen in your own time. Yeah, I'm going to go. You have to stop me talking. V, cut me off. I'm going to go on forever. I will share it straight to IGTV. Speak to you later. Bye, guys. Peace in, love out. Heal yourself, heal each other.